Welcome to the Flip Thinking Podcast. In this podcast, you'll listen to intimate conversations between Bertolt Gunster and his guests. Together, they'll explore the guest's personal problem and try to make it feel lighter or make it disappear altogether. This can be achieved in different ways. Sometimes they can simply solve the problem, but more often than not, they'll find that they have to let go of expectations or views they hold about themselves. At other times, they can only observe the fact that there is a problem without judging it. And in some cases, they can flip think the problem.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's morning here. For the listener, it might not be,
Right.
but for us it is, right?
It is.
Could you tell me something about who you are? Are you somebody? Yeah.
I am.
Ah.
I'm in my 50s.
Yeah. You say this very carefully.
I don't consider myself old. My kids consider me old.
Yeah.
Eldest one is 23. He's working in Switzerland at the moment. Another son of 20 years old works as a car mechanic. And I've got a daughter who's studying to be a nurse.
And the two youngest one, do they still live with you? Or
Well, all three of them.
All three live
I
with
can't get them out of the house yet.
you? Yeah. So also the one who's working in Switzerland, but he's still...
Yeah, he's coming back
Yeah.
in 1.5 weeks.
Okay. And is there a husband involved? Or
Yeah, I've been married for 27 years,
Yeah.
I think, something like that. Yeah.
Okay. And is there something you do?
Yeah, I earn some money with teaching. So
Congratulations.
Teach at a
Earning money.
Yeah. I teach at a secondary school. I thoroughly enjoy it. I have been enjoying it for more than 27 years.
Yeah.
I just love the job. I love being with pupils. I love the world they're in, and there's no day that is the same.
Right.
It's never boring.
Right. And for the listeners, we are both Dutch, right?
We're both Dutch,
Yeah.
yes.
They will hear from me, but from you, you lived in London, right?
I lived in London for 2 years, lived and worked there, not as an au pair, but I had different jobs in a hotel, for example.
Not as an au pair, because a lot of people think it should have been as an au pair. Or it might have
lots
been,
of people go, when they're young, they go to England, for example, to look after someone else's kids.
But to be
I
clear,
didn't.
you didn't. Right?
No, I didn't. I worked in a hotel. I worked at an American army base. What else did I do? I
In
worked
a bar,
at a school.
In a bar? You
Yeah, I
told
worked
me-
in a pub. Yeah.
You told me before the podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, but this is all as an aside, because you are here for a problem, a question, something you want to figure out.
Yes.
So could you share with me, what's your problem?
Well, I'd say it's a huge problem. 'Cause
Oh
it's
my God.
causing a lot of stress.
Uh-oh.
I'm often late.
Often.
Yes. So, for example, appointments at the dentist or physiotherapist, or, for example, to meet a friend.
Also dentists?
Yeah.
Everywhere, actually. So
Yeah.
funerals?
I
There's a risk there.
I could be late, but it's always very stressy because the intent is all right.
Right.
Thinking about it the previous day and thinking, okay, I have to leave at a certain time, and I can't get this straight. I can't just think, okay, I'm going to leave at, for example,
Right.
10
now,
o'clock.
this time. Yeah.
But there's always something coming up, something that doesn't work, or when I'm walking the dogs, then it takes longer, or something that drops out of my hands. There's always some hiccup when I want to be on time, but there's always something in the way.
So the intention is not the problem?
No,
Not at all?
because I hate
It's the
people
behavior,
who are
right?
late. Yeah.
You hate so you must be hating yourself. Oh.
I do. When I'm late, I hate myself.
Yeah. So what do you tell yourself? What's the stories in your mind?
Are you doing this again? Really? Can't you get this straight? Come on. You keep telling yourself that you're leaving at a certain time, but you're never getting it right.
Yeah.
You are such a loser.
Such a loser.
Losing time for nothing.
So you're late and a loser.
Yeah.
And so listening to this story that's in your head, this voice in your head, is there a voice talking back, or are you just listening and receiving these awful messages?
I'm putting myself down.
You agree with this voice?
Yeah, very much so.
May I
Because
say-
I
may I say-
also really hate it when I have to wait. So I think it's very disrespectful
Yeah,
if people have to wait for me.
I agree. But I don't have to tell you because you agree yourself, right?
Yeah, very much so.
So now you manage. I have a lot of questions, and this is a problem a lot of people have. So you're not alone. You're not alone in this.
Okay.
I know. So I find it interesting, and I'm curious, right? So I look at this with pleasure and joy, and most of all curiosity, to get started, right? So can you tell me, because you were here in time?
I was.
You
yeah.
was, which is which is a miracle. So you can be in time now and then. But could you describe how did you manage and what happened before you were here in time? Was it stressful or without stress?
Well, yesterday I checked my phone first because I got a message from the podcast saying, well, you can park your car there and it's close by and it takes a 4-minute walk. And I looked on the map how long I had to drive, etc. So I was working out what time to get up.
Right.
So I thought, okay, I have to get up at 6:15.
Yeah.
So last night I went to bed reasonably early.
You make an appointment with yourself what time to get up.
Right.
Do you also make an appointment with yourself at what time to leave the house?
Yeah, right.
You did?
Yeah,
Okay.
so getting up at 6:15,
Yeah.
leaving at 7:15.
And so then have a full hour of getting awake, eating something,
Yeah, walking
whatever.
the dogs.
Okay, so you had it planned and scheduled.
I did.
Yeah, did you sleep well?
I didn't.
How come?
So I was worrying, did I set my alarm? And I asked my husband beforehand, what time do you get up? If I'm not awake, please wake me up because I have to be awake at that time.
Was it necessary for him to wake you up or did you get up yourself by the
Well,
alarm?
I didn't hit snooze.
You didn't hit snooze?
I found out I didn't hit snooze.
You went
but
directly out of bed?
no, I hit stop.
Uh-oh.
So I thought I had 9 more minutes snoozing.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
And did you fall asleep again?
No, not really.
But you hit
I was
stop.
kind of half awake and my husband was still downstairs sorting out his breakfast and everything.
Yeah.
Um,
And he knew problems. I got to wake you
yeah,
up.
well, he said goodbye because he went away at 6:45.
What, 2:07?
Yeah, and then I was, luckily, I was up. But
How did you
already-
manage to get up? Because you hit on stop, right?
Yeah, but I was still sort of half awake.
So during this half awake state of mind, there was this light ball in your head. Get up, and you managed.
I managed, yeah,
Which is
but I
it's
still
a
was,
miracle, right?
it was...
Was it too late or?
No, it was a little later, but I was like, oh dear. I forgot that last night I washed my hair because I thought I was still a bit greasy. So I decided to wash my hair and I still
that's
had
nice.
to...
I'm looking to good hair now.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for
So
doing your
I
hair
still
for me.
had to kind of use the curler.
But you
'cause
forgot-
otherwise it's very frizzy.
Okay.
So that takes a bit longer. So I
but
was
you-
already 2-0 behind.
Right, but the day before you planned everything very good, but you forgot to plan, I want to wash my hair, right?
I didn't really plan it, no.
No, you didn't.
No.
What you planned was the time of getting up, then having an hour for breakfast, etc., tea, walking the dogs, and then leaving the house at 7:15, right?
Yeah,
This
breakfast
what you
is
planned?
normally in the car.
Because it saves time?
It
Or-
saves time.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, so you had everything neatly worked out, but you forgot it took some time for your hair.
Yeah, hair and also dogs and I'm going to meet my sister after this, so I had to wrap a present for her.
Which you didn't prepare the day before either.
No,
No. So there you're 3-0 behind.
3-0 behind.
Sorry, I'm laughing. I'm not making a joke of you. I'm enjoying the conversation, right? But
Right.
You agree,
That's
right?
fine.
You are
That's
nodding,
fine.
right? Yeah. So you got up a little bit late. You forgot to push pause, but you pushed stop. Something with your sister and present, which you didn't prepare. With your hair, something which you didn't prepare. 3-0 behind. And then, what happened then?
Well, eventually I got into the car with my breakfast.
At what time?
20 to 8. So the plan was 7:15.
Ooh, so you're 35 minutes behind there.
That's right.
Did you prepare the breakfast up front?
No, not the day before.
So what breakfast? I like these details, right? Because now I
You're
can
getting the
feel and
picture,
understand.
yeah.
Right, and it's all in the details. This. So what is your breakfast?
Well, normally some crispy bread with some cheese.
How much time did it take you to prepare this breakfast this morning?
5 to 10 minutes.
Ooh,
Cup of tea,
yeah.
some vitamins, and go.
So also these 5 or 10 minutes, you could have prepared them the day before,
Yeah,
but you didn't.
crispy bread preparing the day before.
That's not that nice.
It's not very tasty.
Okay.
It gets very soggy.
So you got in the car, which is 35 minutes behind schedule.
Right. Yeah.
So then you get in the car and then driving fast,
Yeah.
racing, speeding.
Well, I use an app which tells me where,
The arrival time.
of course, the arrival time, and also where I can speed a little bit without getting caught.
Which in your life is
With
very
speeding
necessary
cameras.
to speed, because if you don't speed, you'll be late everywhere. So
Yeah.
actually, you should have a plane. That would be better, right?
Yeah, or a helicopter, yeah.
Or be beamed to here without
Yeah,
losing
but
time.
I think I would still be late.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure. Yeah.
I'd still have the same old problem, and I want to get this solved because my husband is always on time, my kids are always on time, and my husband must be thinking by now, after more than 27 years of marriage.
Because this is how long the problem is there in your life.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I would like to think I inherited it from my dad, but that's not very fair.
Well, then we have a cause and a reason and an excuse. Don't
I could
we?
blame him.
Yeah, that's yeah, for producing a loser daughter.
Yeah.
Okay, so but you managed to be here in time, right? So can you describe me what happened at the moment you got into the car with your breakfast, which you ate in the car, and until you were here in time?
Well, it was pretty stressy because I looked at the app and there was a traffic jam near Amersfoort.
Yeah.
So I had to go via Arnhem, which I did.
Which took you more time than the original route would have taken you.
Yeah, and
presume.
I saw that I would arrive at 9:10, which was fine.
Yeah.
Because that would give me enough time to be here on time. So I could relax a little bit. But I was like, if any accident would happen in front of me on the A12, then I'm...
Yeah, I know what you want to say. I know what word you're looking for, right? Yeah.
I won't use the F word, but...
But happily, there wasn't another traffic jam and you were in time, right?
Yeah, I was, yeah.
So now, of course, you've been thinking about the question I will ask you now. But is there anything you could have done better? Let's first try to examine if your problem is something to be solved. Of course, this is about flip thinking. How can we make a new possibility out of a problem? Sometimes you can flip think a problem, or maybe sometimes you just have to accept it. It's there and you can do anything about it. Sometimes you can let go of problems. But this problem is something you can't let go of because you want to be there in time, right? So
Yeah, very much so.
And just observing that you have a problem you can't do anything about is a bad option for now still. So let's first examine the option to solve this problem, which you have been thinking about, I guess, for more than 27 years already.
Yeah, that's right.
So is there anything you have made up, thought, done that made this problem a little bit lighter? Is there hope for solving the problem still? That's my question.
I hope so. I don't think it will change overnight, but I am on time lots of times and not too late. But I think it's still a problem. I think especially my husband is... he's fed up with it.
Oh.
He doesn't tell me, but I know he is.
How do you know when he isn't telling?
Well, it's just a kind of vibe that you pick up because you know each other for so long. And I know he's irritated by it, by this sort of stupid habit of mine.
But he tries to keep it in.
He keeps it in. I think he said it like once or twice. Like, why can't you be on time? Why do I always have to wait for you? Make an effort, and we're all waiting for you. And especially when going on holiday, that's when it's really bad.
Tell me.
Well, they're waiting in the car for me.
Everybody.
I still have to get some bits and bobs from the house that I have to bring on holiday that I'm thinking, I forgot, and I really have to bring this, and running back into the house. And
So in the worst scenario, how long are they waiting in a car?
it could be up to 15 minutes.
15.
And then I really have to get in the car or it will be mayhem. They will be absolutely furious.
I examine with you how to solve this problem, if there's hope for solving. But I will leave this conversation as it is for now, the solving. Okay. So I now want to look at you, what you said before, and I think this is a more serious problem, and this is something we can do something about, I hope, that you regard yourself as a loser being in time. So now then you have a problem, you're late, and you have a big extra problem, which I call frustration upon frustration, that you're not only late, but a loser is late. So regarding yourself to be a loser, I regard as a much emotionally deeper problem. So could you tell me something about this self-image of being a loser?
Yeah,
in your-
I totally agree. I think I'm a hopeless loser when I'm too late again. I'm like, come on, why can't you be on time? Why is it always stressful? Why do people have to wait for you? Why do you make up stupid excuses? You're late.
How does it feel to think that you are a loser?
You just feel less intelligent. I want to be perceived as intelligent.
So you're not a loser, you're also stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are there some more words around this area?
Yeah, it's just silly.
Silly, which is more like childish, or?
Yeah, and even more silly, making up an excuse. Don't do that. Don't lie about it. Just say,
So you're a
Gosh.
silly, stupid, liar, loser.
yeah,
So you come late 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah.
10 minutes. This is a problem. But then there's this extra problem being a silly, lying,
stupid,
stupid
loser.
loser.
That's how it feels.
Yeah, which is, of course, a terrible feeling. Over and over again, every time you are late.
Yeah,
This
why can't I get this right? Why can't I be just in time? Like
everybody else in the family. A lot of people.
yeah.
A lot of people. Are
my
not-
whole family is always on time. Not on time, but even 5 to 10 minutes early,
as it should be.
as it should
Yeah.
be.
So now you have this terrible experience. I'm still smiling at you, and you are in a way smiling back. But in a way, it must feel a very sad, devastating feeling in the same time, right?
Yeah, it hurts. Yeah, not getting it right, it hurts.
Yeah. Let's take a look outside from you and look at you. Let's just establish that this is something which is difficult for you. You've been trying to be in time 27 years. You do a lot of things. You prepare, you extra time schedule. So you do a lot of things good, and still you don't manage. And then you feel yourself lose, etc. What we just said
Right.
before. So how would it be to look at you as a mother is looking at a little girl and just telling her, this is a problem for you. It's been there for a long time, and hopefully it will get a little bit smaller in the future, but it's still there. And this is something which is just difficult for you. Accept it as a fact. It's difficult behavior, obviously, for you, but you're not a loser. This is something you think, and this is something you feel, but this is not who you are. I love you, and you just have a difficult job being in time. How would it be to forgive yourself?
That would be nice, but that's not how it feels.
I know. We have an emotional way of looking at the problem and a rational way of looking at the problem. So let's try to look at it in a rational way, right? It's just difficult for you, and it will be in the future, and hopefully it will get a little bit less difficult. But are you able to, on a rational level, to forgive yourself and say, well, you think you're a loser, which of course I understand, but I love you like a mother loves a child, like a mother loves her daughter. I love you. You are doing so incredibly hard to do your best, and still you don't manage all the time. You fail often, but you're not a loser.
Yeah, that's a difficult one. Is it such a kind of ingrown thing, like an ingrown toenail?
Right, I had
keeps
exactly
bugging
the
me.
same. So that you identify with this self-image. You really think that you are a silly, stupid, lying. You say it
Loser.
softly. Lying loser. It's
I
so
also
much
make up
integrated in your
excuses.
system
Yeah.
that you identify with. This is who you really think you are, right?
So I want to come across as intelligent, and I really did my best to be
Don't
on
try.
time.
You'll fail in the future too. Don't try to come across as. Just try to be there in time.
Yeah.
When you are going somewhere, your goal is not only to be there in time. Your goal is also to establish an image of an intelligent, precise woman.
Yeah, very much so, because I think everyone who can manage that, and I can see that around me, that people are just, nicely on time, and they
The
have
normal ones, I know.
the normal
I know.
ones. Yeah, they have time to get a cup of tea and
I know.
to
But
have
you're
a
not
chat
only.
beforehand.
I know, but you're not only late. You also failed in coming across as an intelligent, normal woman. So there are two things to be established: to be there in time and to create a kind of positive self-image.
Right.
Which is an enormous burden, because if you are 5 or 10 minutes late, which you will be in the future, I predict, now and then, hopefully less in the future than in the past. So then you give yourself this enormous punishment.
Yeah, and rightly so, I would say.
Yeah, rightly so. But you are trying so hard to solve it and you just don't manage. And you are not stupid. We know, I know, you can talk, you sit here, you drink tea. A lot of things you can manage. You're an English teacher, right? You managed to work in a pub in London.
Yeah.
You survived everything. So now you, by being late, you put this enormous burden on yourself, which is just out of proportion when we look at it on a rational level. And I'm inviting you to look at it at a rational level, right?
Right.
So now, having said all this, two questions, but the first one is, how does it feel right now?
Well, being more forgiving, I presume, would help. It's a difficult task.
Yeah,
So it
but I'm here to help.
Doesn't feel natural.
No. Yeah, even more, make jokes about it. I'm a loser. I'm late, I'm a loser. So, no, you're not. You're just late. No, I'm a loser. And I'm a liar because I wanted to be a liar. I didn't manage today because now I say I'm a loser. I don't have excuses. Make a joke about it. Make fun about it. Invite your family to embrace you and make a joke about it too. And now and then they will be agitated and angry. That's fine too.
Oh, yeah.
But you can invite them to make a joke about you too. You are defending yourself to them, right?
I am, yeah.
Yeah. You just have this handicap.
Yeah.
Accept it.
Yeah, I think it's difficult to forgive myself because I don't think it's really a handicap. What am I whining about? Just be on time, you know.
Now this voice in your head is again, and this story goes on and on and on.
It doesn't stop.
Every day, you're silly, etc. Loser every day. So I have the assumption that being in time is an extra problem for you because there's so much weight hanging on this topic.
Yeah.
That is, when I would be you, I think for me it would be practically impossible to be in time because I have to manage all these other feelings too. So it becomes a huge project.
Yeah, it was kind of a project this morning.
Yeah,
yeah.
Because you're not only trying to be there in time, you're also trying to prevent yourself as a loser, lying loser, etc.
Right.
Yeah. How would your life be if you only remain with the first problem, trying to be there in time, which is a huge problem in itself, but then let go of the second problem, so the problem becomes much lighter than it is now? How would that be?
Yeah.
How would that be?
I think I can. Well, hopefully get more of a Mediterranean kind of...
No. This I don't agree because you really want to be there in time. You have the intention to be there in time.
That's right.
You hate people that are not there in time. So I don't want you to adapt this Mediterranean between
sort of lifestyle.
Because this is what you really don't want. You hate people are late.
And the other way around.
And I agree.
That's a stupid thing.
And I agree because you are stealing time when you are late for nothing. So I agree that this is irritating behavior. Mm-hmm. So the Mediterranean path is closed, right?
Okay.
But how would it be if you got rid of this idea that you are a loser having this problem?
I can't really imagine it yet.
Because you really think deeply until the level of all your cells that you are a loser.
I do.
But this is a thought. This is not behavior, it's a thought. Mm-hmm. Being late is behavior. Thinking you are a loser is a thought. It's not a fact. It's a thought.
Yeah.
And thoughts are interesting, funny.
Yeah.
They have to be checked, thoughts. Are you always a loser? Are you completely stupid? Are you never intelligent? No, of course not. So you know by logical thinking that this self-image isn't correct. Now and then it fits your behavior, but now and then it doesn't fit your behavior. So it's a too severe judgment you give yourself.
All right.
All right, you say, all right, you're listening. I'm doing the talking right now, but that's fine. So again, same question. How would life feel if you only have the problem being there in time and your self-image is not a topic anymore?
Perhaps making a joke about it and not pretending to be intelligent and lie about it would feel lighter.
Yeah, and say, well, I think I'm very stupid being late because I am stupid.
Right.
Yeah. So the story is now in your head and you tell yourself, stupid. Now it's something you can tell the world, make a joke about it. And in a way, it fits your behavior, but in a way, it doesn't always fit your behavior. So it's not true. It's a thought. It's not a reality. I just checking the question because this is so deeply integrated in your whole system that you really think you're a loser.
That's right. Yeah. That's why I'm sitting here today.
Yeah.
Just to get it out in the open. And hopefully tell people this is who I am. These are my flaws, that I'm not always there in time.
And it's not about who you are, it's about what you do.
Yeah, I'm having
It's
the best
about what you do.
intentions, but
Yeah, you do, and you really do things good. You could do things better, a little bit better.
yeah.
For instance, your hair. Just say to yourself, just forget the hair. Be there in time. So there are a lot of little tweaky things you might improve. So the problem will get lighter. But this, for me, you are not here trying to solve this. You are here to get rid of this burden of thinking that you are a loser being too late.
okay.
Now it's saying okay. Are you feeling okay too? How do you feel right now when I'm saying this to you?
Well, it's also coming here today and sort of telling the world, this is who I am, this is my flaw, also helps. And on top of that, thinking, okay, it's got nothing to do with intelligence. I don't have to pretend. I'm just too late.
Yeah,
That's
right.
it.
That's
sorry.
it. So why is the sorry?
Yeah, you do want to apologize when you're too late.
Which is fine. Keep doing so. Sorry. But not sorry for who you are, but sorry for what you do, right?
Yeah.
Maybe this helps. I'm facing a funny, intelligent woman with a stubborn problem for more than 27 years and even before, which will not go away very soon. I experience you as being funny and honest, not lying. All the other things you think you are. So maybe you are just here. That's it. You have behavior like all of us do. And some of that behavior is fine. And some of it is a little bit destructive, not helping, immature, whatever. Mm-hmm. But it's not about who you are. It's about what you do.
I do have sweaty palms right now.
Yeah? Because?
Well, things are probably going to change somehow or other.
You're optimistic about the future?
Yeah, I hope this is some kind of breaking point that I can accept that it's a flaw instead of me being stupid and silly.
Yeah. And is there some hope that you really can experience this as a funny behavior and look at it with curiosity and open mind?
Well, in any case, stop lying about it.
Yeah.
'Cause that would be really kind of childish to...
Is the lying thing the worst part of
I think so.
the behavior connected to getting there in time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not fair to anyone. It's not fair to myself because I'm lying to myself as well.
Yeah. Which makes you feel even more stupid and a loser, right?
Yeah. And it's not nice to lie to other people. Being too late and lie is not very nice.
Will you be there in time on your own funeral?
I hope not.
I hope you will be too late on your funeral.
Yeah, a few years late.
Yeah, a few years. That's yeah. Well, this is a laugh I like. Go light through life with this handicap and maybe get a little bit lighter without the burden of who you think that you are, because that's just a thought. One can let go of thoughts.
Yeah. I hope so, yeah.
Amen.
Amen to that.
Thank you for being here and for being here in time, which is, I think, a complete miracle.
Amazing.
Yeah, amazing. You did a wonderful job. And
Thank you.
How do you think your husband will listen to this recording?
Hopefully also lighthearted.
Yeah.
And seeing me for who I am, that I'm trying my best and that I really want to have a good holiday and that everything and everyone is there and
And ask
the best intentions.
Ask his help. Ask his help. And ask him to be light and with jokes about this, because it's something you have to carry together.
Yeah, I hope so,
think
yeah.
This is my conviction, that when you have a relationship, one of the two is handicapped in a way that the other one just helps and looks at it with a lighthearted way.
Yeah. That would be nice.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is the end of the podcast.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Do you want to flip think your own problem too? In Bertolt Gunster's bestseller Flip Thinking, you will learn all about the life-changing art of turning problems into opportunities. Flip Thinking is available in England, Italy, Portugal, South Korea, United States, and soon in 17 other countries too. For info, check out flipthinking.info.